Welcome to Rendez-vous. My name is Marie, and I will be your main host today. I have my beautiful ladies right here. Go ahead, ladies, introduce yourself.
I'm here. I am Gracia.
And I'm Claudia.
So, ladies, anything new in the news? You know, fashion, music video. Come on.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you guys watched Rihanna's video for it up. It's a bit
did,
intense, but you didn't watch it?
No.
Okay, so well, basically, it's like she's completely naked.
She's not completely naked. No, she is dressed.
She's on a strip
Like,
club.
She's dressed.
She's
dressed.
bouncing her bum. We can see it with like it's the farthest she's ever gone in terms of sexual exposure in videos.
Really?
And it's been talked about. It's on TV and all that stuff. So and then like I've heard people are like, oh, you can't do that. Women are looking up to you. I don't care who's looking up to me. I gotta do me first. You know what I mean? Like she's there to make money. She's there to be entertainment. She's not there to educate your children. Exactly. I'm sorry if you're not okay with it. Don't make your children watch her videos.
Has she has any fans?
A fan confronted her about it. She was like. She's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't know what you don't pay me. Like you don't know. It's like, oh, you still like we missed that point that we played girl. It's like, oh yeah, that was 7 years ago. You still on her? Well, she's long gone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think she's
a woman now. She's international. She has to make her living.
Exactly.
She's not your teacher. She's not your mother. Don't look up to her.
That's what your parents out there to
educate you. I don't think people should hold any responsible for anything.
I think the thing is when they put you in that industry, you put on a high pedestal. And you started so new, so fresh, so innocent.
Yeah, but
as
she was still exploring herself.
But the thing is, the moment you feel like this person no longer represents what you stand for as a woman, then stop watching her.
Yeah, exactly. Like Miley Cyrus, you know, she's grown now. She's all about like, you know, twerking. Hey, that's right. That's
But you know what? To each his own.
To each his
own.
own.
And that's what I like about this because our topic today is basically about career and family.
Okay.
Should women focus on career or family? Share your thoughts, ladies.
Okay.
Well, family, well, she can do both. She doesn't have to choose one, you know. Like, as a woman, we were born, like, I think we have this natural talent to nourish, to care, to love. And as an African, from an African decency, I think, like, every woman actually will have a family at one point, which is not a given. Like, it doesn't have to be, but we all think about having a husband and children later on. But you have to provide for your family in case the husband is no longer there or the husband can't no longer provide. So women can work and sustain a family.
So it's both. They're possible to balance both out.
I think they're not both equally important because if you have to choose, I think you have to choose obviously to save your family because they're humans.
Exactly.
You know, you have to care for your kids, not a job. But I think they're very important.
Yeah. What do you think, Detta?
I honestly think you should do both. For me, I would do both. Work and care for my family.
Is it based on
at the
your
same
own, your own observation or experience, what your parents have been through?
I mean, my parents have done both. You know, they've worked and they've taken care of us and they've did a good job. You know, I mean, I can't tell.
You can tell by the looks. You know.
No, it's not about the looks. You know, it's also about maturity. But I mean, as a woman, you should be able to do both. You know, have your own. You know, have your own. Be able to go home and be like, I can spend extra this because I worked for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not always sit at home and waiting for the husband to come and, you know.
You've used the basket too much this month.
Exactly. Yeah, you know, I don't think that's good. And also, don't forget about your husband. Don't forget about your kids. They're also important, you know. But if I had to choose, if I had no option, I mean, they have to eat.
Right.
I have to work.
And what about you? What do you think of that?
Well, I think family is important, but having your own career is good too because it kind of helps your husband sustain the family. For me, I believe the husband is the head of the home, so he has to take care of the home, provide for everyone, provide for the woman, provide for the children, but the woman is his helper. So you have to help your husband. If you can work. But I know there are a few families where the man is like tells his wife, you don't have to work. The man hustles, he works, does all the work, and then just provides the money, provides for the family.
I mean, if it works for them, it's
that's fine,
right?
exactly.
But I think everyone just needs that career because it's a self-fulfillment, I think.
Okay, we're going to stop right here, and we're going to go on a break, and then we're going to come back and discuss interesting themes you guys brought up. Okay?
You are watching MalaikaTV.com, the first Afro-Caribbean web television in Canada. New shows, new content, and a new image. Watch Malaika TV and enjoy your time.
Would you like to promote a social event, a music album, or a project in the Afro-Caribbean community? Even more, you just open a new business. It could be a drugstore or a barbershop, and you would like to attract more customers. The solution is quite simple. Buy an advertising space on Malaika TV and receive a bigger visibility in all the Afro-Caribbean community in Canada. For further information, please contact us on d.finance@malaikatv.com.
Welcome back, and I'm so glad that you guys are here. And so we're gonna go on with what we were discussing earlier today. My colleagues mentioned great themes and aspects. One of them mentioned self-fulfillment. Another one mentioned about the husband being the head of the household, and also saying that I'm gonna provide for you, you don't need to work. And then one of my colleagues, she mentioned the out of respect. You know, women would like to get things. So in case there's something would happen, like a disagreement, something happened, you know that you can stand on your own and the man will respect you. So we're gonna go into that. So when you mentioned something...
We didn't get your opinion.
Oh yeah, sorry. Well, I was raised in a woman household. I wasn't raised by my father, so it was mostly my mom who raised me, and she really instilled in me the idea of you can raise a family and have a career. And that really empowered me to say, okay, well, I can do both. If she can manage it, I can manage it. Whether or not something I would like to do in the future, it's very questionable because she was working a lot. So I noticed she was really not there for me as much.
Okay.
Because in that mindset, it was like, well, you're here, you're healthy, I'm gonna take care of you. But to me I would not mind being in the workforce part-time.
Okay.
You know? So I would like to be at home and raise my kids because nowadays society is raising kids.
Yeah.
And you don't want kids to be like, you can control what your kids watch, what they don't watch, what they listen to. But at the end of the day, you want to have as much of a role in terms of the kids' development as they grow, right? So part-time, perfect. And plus, I'm trying to be my own businesswoman. So I'm not good. So that's good. So let's go to, you mentioned about the husband being the head of the household. A lot of people be like, no, this is the 21st century. I can be me. I don't need, you know what I mean? So let's just discuss that more.
Well, we know that we're in the 21st century, but we all know that men and women are different. We are not equal. Although feminism is trying to proclaim that women are equal to men, that women can do all things, we are not equal. There's a man and there's a woman.
We still want equality.
We are different.
We are different and we are
equal.
not equal. We are not equal. I'm still going to stand on my point of view because
let's
equal in terms of pay, no, in terms of
the household responsibility.
In terms of
okay, so
everything.
in every aspect,
Yes.
a man is a bit.
No, not equal doesn't necessarily mean that the man is above the woman. No. We are not equal.
We are above. Okay, that's
we are not above. No. I didn't say that.
She was about to say it first.
We are not equal and we're different.
Okay.
Because there's some aspects of life where the man is above the woman and there are other aspects where the
So we
woman is
are
above.
equal because we both.
No, we are not. We are not
I mean, I
equal.
guess it depends what she's talking
Yeah,
about.
we complement each other.
Yes. So we are
Okay,
equal.
yeah, no.
But there are some tasks that require the men to take over.
There are some tasks.
That's why it's tasks.
So which
Exactly.
means
That's what she's
we
saying.
are different.
That's what
we
she's
are
saying.
different. But in terms of like there's no hierarchy in like, so which means we are equal.
No, I mean,
complement
when
each
she
other.
said, maybe you just didn't understand. When she said we are not equal, it means that exactly what she said. There's some things that women can do and some things that men
That's
can
being
do.
different.
No. Meaning
That's not
that, no. But you know, if you want equality, if you say a woman is equal to a man,
Means that
when
they
he
can
is
do
there
exactly.
digging,
The woman should be
you
able
should
to
be
do the
able
same
to
thing.
and not complain about
Exactly.
it. No, exactly.
Yeah.
Being
It's
equal
true.
morally,
No.
being different.
No, but you're talking.
It's
No, but
different.
I guess it, we.
Okay, it's
Maybe it's a different word we
It's
use.
a word.
Maybe we use
But
the
I
word
get your
different
point.
words. I get.
Yeah,
We
maybe
are
we-
different, but we're equal. So
Yes, exactly.
That's gonna be a different topic.
You know?
So
when
just
we're
keep that in
reading-
mind, everybody.
So when we're reading, the man is the head of the household and
he's there to protect.
he's there to protect and he's there to provide for his family. So like she mentioned before, if the woman can help, then she's more than welcome to help. But
it shouldn't be an obligation for her.
It shouldn't be an obligation for her.
I agree.
But in the 21st century, most women, we go to school, we study, we want to have our own careers, we want to build our own businesses, we want to do this because we have that mentality in the background. What if? what if my husband does this? What if he leaves me? What if he leaves me? Whereas our parents, our grandparents back in the days, they didn't think like that.
You know why? Because it was community. It was a community. You were
it was a
raised by
community,
people. Whatever happened to you,
exactly.
you don't have that no
We
more.
don't have that
You
no
don't have
more.
that anymore.
But if you want to instill that into your kids, you got to do that. You know, you have to come back, and then if you want to raise your kids, because like she mentioned, society is there to pervert our kids. Their minds, the teachers, they go to school, we don't know what they hear in school. We don't know what's talking to them. We don't know what the TV is teaching them. We don't know what the media, the radio, everything is teaching them. Facebook is there. Everything is on there. Our kids are 7 years old already on Facebook. So it's like, if you want to raise your kid, you have to be there for them. You have to provide that time, that care, that to nurture your family and raise your family if you want them to be good.
And you mentioned something about, thank you for what you just said, really good something to think about. You mentioned something about out of respect. So could you elaborate more when you mean out of respect?
Well, when I say out of respect, I meant that, you know, sometimes, especially African men, I don't know if it's not like I don't know if it's a communication. I really don't know what it is, but they tend not to know how to speak to a woman properly. You know what I mean?
Especially when they know you've got nothing. You depend on them.
Exactly, especially when they're providing everything. It's like now it's like they're controlling you, and you know. I as a woman, I want to be able when my man says, I said no. I should be able to say, cause you know, I am there working. I made. You know, I took so much time to go to school, make a career, education out of me. You know, I'm working too at the same time. You know, you should learn how to respect and learn how to talk to me. It doesn't mean that when we're gonna fight, you'll be like, wait, you don't have an education. That's
so it's a common ground thing. They have to come to that
exactly,
understanding
yes.
this is what we want to do.
Exactly,
This
yeah.
is what kind of role I would like to play into this. So once you mentioned, it's all about communication, right?
It's about
all
communication.
Things have changed. Things have changed.
We're not exactly. I'm not be like, oh well, you can go back to your mom. You have nothing. You're so useless. You can go back to.
I
your
think we
house.
should take a break, so we'll come back and then we'll talk about it.
Exactly.
Thank you.
C'était un rêve qui est devenu réalité. Aujourd'hui, nous avons un réseau avec des émissions, des nouvelles, des images destinées à la diaspora afro-caribéenne. C'est Malaika TV. Soutenons Malaika TV pour rendre notre communauté meilleure.
Do you know why Malaika TV is the best web television ever? That's because it provides constructive topics concerning us, the Afro-Caribbean community. Malaika TV promotes a positive image of the community and provides a platform of exchange of ideas and debates so that we can learn from each other. Malaika TV projects successful examples of this community in order to promote the development of the Afro-Caribbean community in Canada.
Welcome back again, guys. So we're gonna continue our topic today, and we're just talking about should women focus on career or family. Now, what point or what circumstances you believe a woman should make a decision, either or, family or career, not both?
Wow.
What do you think?
Okay. Well, I'm trying to find a concise example. Well, it could come at a time when kids are really getting out of control, and she really needs to be there 24/7 to make sure that kids are, you know. And also,
what about the father? If the father's in the picture,
yeah, but you know that in terms of education or like more like, you know, women have this thing with children, you know.
It's natural.
A guy can't always be patient to always be like, no, don't do that.
No, but
they want to
there's some
speak
single
for
dads
Of course,
out
but
there.
that's some. Generally speaking,
Perhaps
women, we
the
have a
single dads,
tendency to nourish, to care, to love. So that's more like,
that nurturing
you know,
aspect.
yeah, the nurturing aspect has to be there, not just the education alone. And also the, you know, and also I know some women who start working after 6 months of just having a child. You send a baby of 6 months in a daycare, are you mad?
Those are career women, actually, you know.
It's like, I know you love your career that much, but your baby's
you need that
attachment,
affection,
you
that
need that
love,
affection.
So what do you think?
There's a
though?
No, but I understand what you're you guys are saying, but you have to also understand sometimes it's not their choice. It depends where they work. Maybe that's the only time that they have. It's 6 months to take time off, and then I have to go back and work, you know?
Because I have to provide, maybe the man's income is not enough. Yeah, I understand.
Not even,
but
even
when
if
you
it's
have
enough, maybe it won't be enough for a long time.
Yeah,
you know?
but
So
when you
still
have to make that
work.
decision, I think the family would
So
have
you
to be.
mentioned the moment that your kids are out of control.
So the moment I have to make a choice,
there's that nurturing thing that's missing in the household.
Yeah.
The woman then
She'll
should
be
step
step back and
Because
be
are
like,
you
"Me
thinking,
too,
okay,
yeah."
are you thinking about should that woman just completely leave the job or reduce the hours?
she
Or just
can she
forget
can
about
reduce the hours, but if it's not working, if she, I'm talking if it comes to a point you have to make the decision right now, right here, leave it or take it, but leave the family. I think nobody wants to leave this. It's a fruit of your womb. It's your kids. It's your husband that you love. You won't leave that for a job unless you don't love your family as much. I know people to do that, but when it has to be one or the other, the family has
What
to.
about you guys? You want to say something else or?
Well, for me, I don't know. Maybe it's the way I was raised or everything. Because my mom always worked, you know.
Mine too.
It's not like there was.
But when she has to choose, which do you think she has to choose what?
If she had,
If you have to choose,
I think every mom is gonna choose your kids, man.
What is it gonna
Every
be?
I mean, of course,
do
my
that.
kids come first.
Yeah.
What's the
My kids come
consensus,
first,
though?
but you
Okay.
know what? I cannot take completely time off work and stay home with my kids and I become miserable with them because I cannot provide for them. You know, you gotta also
we
provide.
understand in a scenario if your husband can provide for the entire
Oh
family,
no!
you know?
If he can, if he can, and he's okay with it, I'll take time. I mean, I would take. The question was, when would you take time off to be?
When would you? What
Yeah.
circumstances would you just take one or the
I
other?
would when really my kids are like, Mom, they are complaining. We don't have to. You don't spend time with us. You don't even know what's going on in our life. You don't know what's going on in school. That's when it's sad when
That's sad
when
for
your
the
child comes
children.
and crying and saying,
They're not
Mom,
doing enough
you
for
don't
you."
even know. Even my friends don't even. Always asking my teacher. Always ask me, oh, well, your mom never comes. So, that's
There's
when you're
also
like,
that
I am
thing,
doing
yeah.
something
Yeah.
wrong. You know.
Yeah.
Then I'll take time off for it. Temporary. I cannot take full time off. Not because
you need your sanity.
No,
You
because
know,
no,
you need
because
to
no.
maintain the balance.
Exactly.
The balance.
It's just,
Okay,
exactly.
sign up for my life.
No, it's just because
I know how to face the world, you know?
No, it's because I want my kids to have a life that I didn't have when I was growing up, you know? And I want them to be able to like, Mom, can I have this? I'm like, yes, I'll think about it. And then I can be able to come up with it. Now when they ask for it and I start insulting them because I don't even have money to pay rent, to pay my home bills, I don't want that. I don't want my kids to grow up like that.
So what do you think?
know?
Are you sharing the same concept, the same idea?
Yeah,
with
kind
your
of,
husband?
but
Okay.
I think family matters.
Yeah.
In the end, we can work our ass off, our butts off, but
But what do we get?
if your family is
Yeah.
messed up, what do you gain? You've
You don't
lost
get
everything.
it. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
and like for me, it's like it shouldn't be just a woman leaving the job. Like let's say a woman is a CEO of something. Her career is on point. The man is just a common job. At that point, the man has to leave for the woman to continue to go. Because
Yeah.
when
But
you
I
think
think
about
that-
it,
I think
I
wait
support
a
that
second.
point.
You disagree?
Yes.
A man that works at a call center, he makes $70 an hour.
Yes.
I'm a CEO. I make $55 an hour,
Okay.
or even $100 an hour. My minute counts. You want to stay for the $70?
It all depends on the lifestyle.
And it depends on the lifestyle and it depends on what that agreement
I'm
is.
sorry.
It depends on what
You're living that
you know.
job.
No, it depends on what. That's the point where communication matters.
Okay.
Let's say for
I
instance.
see where she's coming from.
Okay, I'm just gonna
No,
paint
I
a picture right here. I'm gonna paint a picture.
I don't think I have time for a picture.
Okay, just briefly one by one.
$50,000 income.
No, okay, $50,000
It's
income.
nothing. I'm talking about $200,000 a year.
Okay, I'm just gonna paint a quick picture. You were dating this guy. You got engaged, and then you got a chance to get your PR, your permanent residence, and moved to Canada. And then you had to sponsor then you went back to Africa scenario to get married, and then you had to sponsor your husband to come. You have been in Canada for 5 years. You've grown, evolved in your career, and you're currently manager, director of a company. And then your husband comes 5 years or 3 years later, for instance, when you already manager, director. And then when you get to Canada, you can only start with the small jobs,
And then somebody has to stay home.
And
I have to stay home.
Okay, scenario. You get pregnant. You are the woman. You get pregnant. You put to birth, and then 6 months later you go back to work. You could agree with your partner, with your husband, that after 6 months you are the stay-at-home dad.
Yeah.
I take care of you take care of the baby.
That's what I just said.
Or you can decide I'm gonna stay at home because he's the man. So I'm gonna
The
let
man that
him.
makes $17.
I'm gonna let him fend. I'm gonna let him fend for himself.
There's nothing
Fend
wrong
for
with
the-
it.
There's nothing wrong.
There's
Yeah,
nothing wrong.
there's nothing
But
wrong with the
for the
man
sake of our family and our financial
Okay,
needs,
guys,
I
okay.
gotta stay at work.
Well, this is a really, really heated topic, and
Exactly.
I really like
We didn't even talk about their dad. We didn't even talk about father raising kids is only women.
I think the thing is, at the end of the day is,
We can do a second episode.
we're definitely gonna do a second episode, second part of this, and I think at the end of the day is basically just to conclude everything. You have to know, you have to communicate with the partner what you want in life, and whatever sacrifice you have to make, it's really all about sacrifice. Be ready for that sacrifice.
Exactly.
Be ready for the consequence of that, and don't feel bad that you have to choose one or the other. You have to know what you want and just go with that. We're gonna hopefully, if you guys keep on watching us, there's gonna be more of that topic part 2. So thank you again for watching us. Have a good day.
Even plans to go out on a girls' night, I don't think you should date the
The question is with authorization.
With